Imagine paying $10 million for a handbag that looks old, scratched, and clearly outdated. No modern materials. Not in perfect condition. No real advantages over a bag that costs only a few $100s. Yet, some people are willing to pay the equivalent of a luxury mansion for it. In a time of global economic instability, rising inflation, volatile stock markets, and a slowing real estate market, something unexpected is happening. Handbags are no longer just fashion accessories. Quietly, they have entered a new category, financial safe havens. For the ultra-rich, some handbags now function like blue-chip stocks, high-end real estate, or even gold. They store value, they mitigate risk. Sometimes, they even outperform traditional investments. This is not just a trend, it is driven by scarcity, history, and status. In this world, the bag is no longer an accessory, it is power that you can wield. I am going to introduce you to the 10 most expensive handbags in the world, so you can better understand the extent of this luxury. At number 10 is the Louis Vuitton Urban Satchel, priced at around $150,000. At first glance, this bag looks like trash, because it is actually made from plastic bottles, cigarette packs, old wrapping paper, and even bus tickets. Things you would normally throw away without a second thought. But that is precisely why it matters. This bag was never designed for everyday wear. It was not designed to be practical, durable, or even attractive in the conventional sense. It was created to challenge the very concept of luxury. Louis Vuitton transformed waste into a luxury item, and then priced it at 6 figures. So why is it so expensive? Because it is a one-of-a-kind piece, a statement, a provocation. You are not paying for the leather or the craftsmanship here. You are paying for the idea, the irony, and the dialogue it creates. And once you accept that ideas can be more valuable than material things, the rest of this list will become much easier to understand. Ranked 9th is the Chanel Diamond Forever bag, priced at approximately $261,000. If the previous bag questioned the definition of luxury, this one takes the opposite approach, pure, undisguised extravagance. The Diamond Forever bag is crafted from white alligator leather, finished with white gold hardware, and set with 334 diamonds totaling 3.54 carats. Everything about it is designed to feel cool, precise, and perfect. There is no irony here, no sarcasm, only perfection, and that is why it is so expensive. Only 13 were produced worldwide, not seasonal, not market-specific. 13 unique pieces. This bag is not meant to be seen often, and certainly not to be easily acquired. It exists to mark the absolute pinnacle of the Chanel hierarchy. At this level, you are not just buying a handbag. You are buying ownership of something that virtually no one else has. Next, at number 8 is the matte crocodile leather Faubourg Birkin bag, priced at approximately $320,000. This bag is not just inspired by Hermès, it is Hermès itself, an embodiment of it. The design recreates the facade of the brand's legendary flagship store at 24 Faubourg Saint-Honoré in Paris. The windows, the doors, the architectural symmetry, all are translated onto the leather with extreme precision. It is not simply a handbag, but a miniature building you can carry with you. What makes it so expensive is not its size or flashiness, but its difficulty. This unique bag combines 5 different types of leather, such as crocodile, Epsom, and madame leather, each with its own texture, thickness, and characteristics. Arranging them perfectly on such a small surface requires extraordinary skill and time. One small mistake, and the whole thing will be ruined. You are not just paying for a logo. You are paying for craftsmanship, pushed to the absolute limit, and for a piece of Hermès history, meticulously hand-stitched. Ranked 7th is the Hermès Himalaya Birkin and Kelly bag, priced at approximately $350,000 to $500,000. This is the bag that most collectors discuss enthusiastically. The Himalaya Birkin and Kelly bags are made from Nauticus crocodile leather, hand-dyed to create a soft gradient effect from smoky gray to snow white, inspired by the peaks of the Himalayas. No 2 bags are exactly alike, and that is not a flaw. That is what makes them special. What makes this bag so expensive is the dyeing process. This is one of the most difficult techniques in luxury craftsmanship. The colors must be perfectly balanced. Too dark will ruin it. Too light will lose its depth. Many pieces of leather fail before one succeeds. That extreme uncertainty is what creates its value. In the collecting world, this bag is not just rare. It is the holy grail, the item that defines the pinnacle of perfection. Prices are becoming increasingly exorbitant, with the 6th highest price tag going to the Lana Marks Cleopatra handbag, priced at around $400,000. This bag was created exclusively for the red carpet. The Cleopatra bag is a familiar sight at the Oscars, often carried by A-list actresses like Helen Mirren, Angelina Jolie, and Charlize Theron as a statement accessory rather than a regular item. Each version is handcrafted and adorned with up to 1,500 black and white diamonds, making it closer to high-end jewelry than a handbag. But what truly drives the price up is its scarcity. Lana Marks only produces one Cleopatra bag per year, and each one is unique. Once someone places an order, that exact design will never be seen again. Therefore, when someone carries this bag, it is not only expensive, but also impossible to replicate. You are not competing with buyers. You are competing with time. Coming in at number 5 with a price tag reaching millions of dollars. This is the Hermès Birkin by Ginza Tanaka, valued at $1.9 million. This is where the handbag officially ceases to be just a fashion accessory and becomes a pure piece of jewelry. The Birkin by Ginza Tanaka is crafted entirely from solid platinum and adorned with over 2,000 diamonds. At first glance, it retains the familiar Birkin shape, but in reality, it functions more like a transformable luxury item than a bag, and that is precisely why it is so expensive. Every element is completely detachable. The strap can be removed and worn as a diamond necklace. Individual diamonds can be separated and transformed into brooches or other pieces of jewelry. Nothing here is fixed or purely decorative. So you are not just buying an object, you are buying multiple pieces of high-end jewelry in a single form. At this level, the bag is not meant to be carried around. It is designed to be reconfigured, collected, and preserved as a wearable asset. In 4th place is the Hermès Bijou Birkin, priced at nearly $2 million. At this point, we are no longer talking about handbags. We are talking about high-end jewelry disguised as a bag. The Bijou Birkin is a miniature version of the Birkin, crafted entirely from solid rose gold and encrusted with 2,712 diamonds. It is so small yet so precious that carrying it around seems inappropriate. This item was not designed for everyday life. It was designed for treasures, collectors, and museums. That is why it is so expensive. This is not a fashion item. It is a high-end piece of jewelry, created with the same mindset as a one-of-a-kind diamond necklace. And only 3 were ever produced. Once they are ordered, the story is over. In 3rd place, with the price doubled, is the Mouawad 1001 Nights diamond bag, priced at approximately $3.8 million. This bag looks like something straight out of a fairy tale, heart-shaped and adorned with 4,517 diamonds totaling 381 carats. The 1001 Nights diamond bag once held the Guinness World Record for the most expensive handbag. What most people do not realize is the time behind it. It took 8,800 hours of labor to complete, years of meticulous setting, polishing, and high precision. Each diamond had to be perfectly aligned. A small mistake could ruin months of work. Here, the price is not determined by brand promotion. It is determined by human time, the rarest resource. Next, in 2nd place is the Boarini Milanesi Parva, priced at approximately $7 million. This is one of the most unique bags ever created. The Parva is crafted from blue alligator leather and adorned with 10 gold butterflies, each studded with diamonds and sapphires. Visually, it is exquisite. Conceptually, it is weighty. Only 3 exist in the entire world. But what truly sets this bag apart is its purpose. Each bag contributes 800,000 euros to efforts to raise awareness about ocean pollution and conservation. At this level, luxury becomes intertwined with a story. You are not just buying rarity. You are buying a story, an ideal, and a statement of responsibility within luxury. Finally, the most expensive bag is the original Hermès Birkin Jane bag, priced at nearly $10.1 million. This is where things change. This is not a perfect bag. It is scratched, worn, faded, covered in personalized stickers, and stamped with the initials JB. This is the first prototype produced in 1984 for Jane Birkin, the first Birkin ever created by Hermès, and that is why it is priceless. In July 2025, it sold at Sotheby's for a record price of approximately $10.1 million. Buyers were not bidding on the leather or the craftsmanship, they were bidding on its provenance. This bag did not just make history. It started an empire, and nothing will ever replace that. Having heard about the value of these expensive bags, a paradox emerges: the older, scratchier, and more imperfect a bag is, the more valuable it often becomes. What most people consider damage becomes historical evidence for collectors. The reality is simple. These buyers are not paying for function. They are paying for absolute rarity and access to stories, to history. In this way, a designer handbag becomes a silent language of power. And today, the rarest bags are no longer just accessories. They are legitimate alternative investments, on par with high art and supercars. Do not buy a bag just because it is trending. Trends quickly fade. Value does not. Only buy if you truly understand its heritage, history, and meaning. If this analysis has helped you see luxury brands in a different light, please like and subscribe to my channel.